What up, G Life fams? Your boy MC Shadow. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, check out the playlist, all that good stuff. Now, right here, representing for the homeboys up north in Wilton, Hollister, and King City. So all the homies that be right there representing for those areas and putting their vitals on the map. And starting off with.
You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and check out the playlist.
I grew up hearing gunshots in the late night. Ghetto bird, police sirens as a mother cries. Just another victim of the Soundbrown genocide. Locals posted locked and loaded, ready to take lives. And when they heard the chieflet, they would duck up out of sight. Light your car when the sun down, it was mission time. You had to stay alert, cause bullets always travel blind. We stayed posted, we stayed drinking, and we getting high. Marchando down the enemy's neighborhood as we ride. Put the hood, put the glica sample, fuck their side. No regrets, but the truth is no peace of mind.
G-File.
Alright, now starting off right here in Wenton, you have the biggest neighborhood, which is the Wenton Barrio Parqueros, or Wenton Barrio Parque, which is the largest Sureño neighborhood in on this side. You know what I mean? They with the business on me. They got numbers. They've been already right here for a cool minute. I was told since the late 80s, early 90s when this neighborhood was established. And like I said, it's large, well known. You know, one of the neighborhoods that's well recognized over here. The WVP gives law enforcement a hard time. You know what I mean? Cause these guys, they got numbers, man. Like, I don't know what it is about them, but they're just like one of the largest neighborhoods over here in size. I was told roughly more than 150 members. So that's already, for a set up here up north. Like I said, not as large as like Southern California's neighborhood, but for it being on this side, I mean, that's large, in size. And they definitely with the business. You definitely hear about them. They be making the news for a whole lot of crimes and shit like that. They be giving law enforcement a hard time over here. Definitely putting their Nevada on the map. They be representing, homie. These guys, chums. They definitely be right there banging and putting their Nevada up on the map. So shout out to the homie Vago, Big Vago from WVP, and shout out to all the homies from Wenton Barrio Parqueros. You feel me? Now, right here in Hollister, yes, Hollister, not as in the clothing brand. Um, you have the biggest neighborhood over here because there is a few Sureño neighborhoods over here, but the biggest one is Barrio Central, and like I have already said, it has no connection with the rest of the Central. It's just common name. One of the names that's still gonna get thrown in here, quite often. Like I said, some neighborhoods just have the same name, but just no connection. So it's the BC neighborhood, Barrio Central, and this is the largest one out of the Sureño neighborhoods over here in Hollister. This is the biggest one, the one that you hear about, the one that gives law enforcement a hard time, the one that everybody recognizes, the ones that basically putting the suit up on the map right there for them. You know, their homebred right there. Been already right there for a cool minute. I was told since the 90s, and definitely representing. You know what I mean? And holding it down, like I said, going at it with all the rest of the neighborhoods up there. They're, all the Sureño neighborhoods, tend to get along with each other right there. So, they be right there holding it down and putting their barrio up on the map right there for the Barrio Centro, and you know, putting in work. And right here in Hollister, yes, the once again it's the Southside locals, same as the rest of the hoods, over here. It's all the same hood. These are just the ones that stay in Hollister. And like I said, right here in Hollister, they don't really have that much of a large presence like they do in the other cities. This is probably like roughly maybe their smallest clique. It's their smallest branch over here. But nonetheless, the Southside locals still be making some kind of noise and be right there representing for their neighborhood and holding it down and putting their body up on the map right there in Hollister. Now right here you have the Triple S neighborhood, which is the Southside Sureños, and the Southside Sureños is going to be a name that's going to be commonly thrown in here. Now I don't know if they have the same connection with each other or whatnot. These guys, although they have like a pretty like size presence, but they're still like roughly one of the smallest neighborhood. I would put it in Hollister. And Hollister is probably the smallest neighborhood out of the three. You know what I mean? They do get along with um, the other two Sureño neighborhoods over here. I was told that they even have like family members from different hoods, that making them have relatives in these different Sur neighborhoods. Um, you know what I mean? But they're just their own individual, separate neighborhoods, cliques. But they all tend to like get along with each other. But yeah, here's the Triple S neighborhood, the Salsa Sureños, right there representing and putting their barrio on the map. Now we have right here King City. Now King City, you have a few neighborhoods over here in King City, but one of the neighborhoods that's the oldest right here in King City, but not the deepest, um, but one of the oldest and largest is the King City Dukes right here, KC. Dukes neighborhood. Um, it's already been right here since the early '90s. They've been right here, um, representing for King City and definitely, putting their barrio up on the map. They give law enforcement a hard time. Made the news several times for murder. Arms sales, drug sales. You guys already know the whole works. Um, you feel me? Like I said, this barrio definitely, be making noise. They keep it active. They be doing their thing. They're pretty deep. Um, they just get it popping over here. So these guys ain't not to be mess with. They got the riders. They got their homeboys that be right there putting their barrio up on the map. You feel me? Like these guys, chumps. So they'd be right there holding it down for their neighborhood and putting the King City Dukes right there on the map for them and representing. Now here you have the one of the roughly the most smaller neighborhoods, which is La Esperanza, King City La Esperanza. So they're cool with the rest of the Sureño neighborhoods right here, but like I said, they're roughly the smallest neighborhood over here. You roughly don't see them up as much as the other sets, but you do hear about them. They do have their riders or soldiers that be representing, like anywhere, like I have said, you're gonna have your riders, your town, you know what I'm saying? That be, down for the cause, and this is no different. So La Esperanza, right there, it's the L um ET is lit is how you see it up. So it's La Esperanza 13. That's what the T's for. So when you see the lit written on the walls, that's what that means. That's their abbreviation, and they be right there representing it and putting their body on the map. Now here you have the deepest one. Uh, the oldest one will be King City, the originators, but this is the more larger one out of the sets. But like I said, they all get along with each other. It's all suited for them. They have the same common enemy and all that. But this is just the largest one out of all of them, which is Mexican clan locals. And no, it has no relationship to the Mexican locals or the rest of the Mexican clan neighborhoods that I have mentioned on here. Like I said, just commonly named. But this is the Mexican clan locals. So it's the MKL, and they definitely with the business, homie. They large. You hear about them, arrested for murders, give law enforcement a hard time. This is one of the neighborhoods out here that you definitely hear about, and they be giving, hey, everybody a hard time over here, man. Like they get it popping, homie. These guys, chums. They be running mugs. They be keeping it active over here on this side. People think, that it doesn't really be popping up here and everything like that, but nah, they get it popping, homie. Like I said, homie, shit be cracking. These guys, no joke, and they definitely be representing their neighborhood and putting their body on the map. You know what I mean? Like I said, homie, you gonna have your downriders everywhere, homie, and there's no difference. So the Mexican clan right there, they be representing, homie.